How's it going, guys? Right now you're watching some of the Fallout footage in the background, but I really wanted to talk about what has been happening recently. And just regarding those three videos I have already made, well, the very recent one isn't very controversial, but regarding the other two, they are pretty controversial because it's almost, well, actually entirely of it was actually based on my opinion solely. Now, granted as well, a lot of people feel the same way as I do. Yes, just, Fallout 76 doesn't look as promising as other people do think it looks good. I just don't think it looks good. Now, I'm not talking about the graphics, right? I'm just talking about the content-wise. What can I do? What the hell is it? That thing, right? Why would I be bothering to play the damn game if there's no story? Sure, whatever, you can tell me there are stories, blah blah blah. I don't care about that. Just, this is not about that, right? I actually wanted to read out some of your comments that you actually have been reaching out to me, and because there are some fantastic comments, and I really wanted to get it out there and show it off as well, because it's been a very, very interesting to read through. Now, granted, I'm not going to be including those comments that are just saying, you're trash, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about because you're a retard. I'm not going to be including those types of comments because pure hate and just jealousy, I guess. I don't know, they're being idiots, I guess. They're just fanboys of the Bethesda, of their upcoming game Fallout 76. Now, if you are one of those people, sure, granted, buy the game. I'm not telling you what to do. You're entitled to your own opinion, so it's cool, whatever. Now, just before as well we continue on, my apologies if I sound a little bit different. I got a full nose, I'm a little bit sick as well, and I really want to make this commentary anyway, and have a bit of a conversation as well, and give it my own opinion, because I just don't think there's a chance for me of actually replying to every single one of your comments, because there's a lot of comments that's been going on, especially with my very first of the Fallout 76 video that was very controversial. Well, either way, so first comment comes from Richard Harwath. Hopefully I'm not butchering the name anyway. So this is what he says. It's pretty fantastic as well. Really worth the read, man. I mentioned it in the reply section anyway. So it's funny that, this is what he says anyway. It's funny that as time goes by, harsh critics of the Fallout 76 are getting less savage. Man, I saw your last few videos on this topic, and you absolutely destroy Fallout 76 in that. Now, I agree, kind of, now maybe not destroyed it, but yeah, I was a little bit very negative about it, that's true. And originally, optimistic people are getting more and more concerned. That's as well very true. Whichever side you're on, I think we're starting to reach a compromise. And as I see it, is that Fallout 76 is not a hot pile of garbage, but it's not very far from amazing either. And yes, indeed, it does not look like a hot pile of garbage. Indeed, I agree with you, but it does not look good either, and or amazing. It just doesn't come close. It's just, that type of game, like mediocre, whatever, right? And to be honest, that going through with the Bethesda games, what the hell? Like, that's kind of a disappointment. That's what I'm talking about. A mediocre game from Bethesda? What? That kind of feeling. So, now here's my 2 cents. The marketing campaign for this game was total disaster up to this point. That's very true. I 100% agree with you. Starting with the PvP, but not really stuff past E3. Then there was that you can play solo, but not actually a single player. That's also the fact. The high point for me was just pretty much when Todd said that I'll create my own fun. I mean, fuck off, man. That's why I pay you. Anyways, the last few weeks weren't much better either. The beta basically being pre-order and early access. 100%. The beta is not the beta. It's pretty much the full game that you're getting by early. That's it. That's what it is. Is it going to get fixed? Sure. I think it's just mostly the frame rate is going to get fixed most of it. A whole game that you are experiencing right now, starting from the 23rd, I believe so, of October. I could be wrong. Yes, I think so. That's when you're actually getting the game. Seriously. It's going to be buggy as mess because it's going to have frame rate issues 100%. I'm not doubting that. But until the official release date of this game, it's going to be a lot more fixed, but it's not going to be as fun, right? Whatever. The game is fixed, but it doesn't mean that it's going to be great. Either way. And now top it off, of course, hopefully I'm not... Yeah, anyway, so basically the PvP being basically pointless at this point and the game locked inside the very simple and forgettable gameplay loop. That's my biggest concern. I completely agree with you, Richard, there. Topped off with the course of the retconning the crude remarks of the Pete Hines to naysayers. Hopefully, yeah, seriously, someone needs to keep that guy away from PR, that's true. Yeah, that's very true. But just as well. I like what you said there. Create my own fun. I mean, fuck off, man. That's true. I don't want that. I don't want to create my own fun. Sure, there are some people like to do that, and there are some games that you actually can still do that because I can play those other games. You know, if I want to create my own fun, there are plenty of options out there that I could be playing. And create my own fun, I can play even better than just create my own fun by the name of Fallout 3, New Vegas, Fallout 4. Well, Fallout 4 granted isn't very good, but as Fallout 3 or the New Vegas, in many people's opinions, of course, as well. But create your own fun, and including the story, it's all there. But remove the story but create your own fun on Fallout 76. What the mediocre? Come on, dude. You know. Anyway. Oh well, that's kind of awesome. Anyway. Anyways, I'm sure people who like this MMO-like gameplay will absolutely love Fallout 76. But even then, I wonder how long it's gonna take this game till it feels old. I give it a bloody month. Like seriously, maybe 2 months. That's it. The game's gonna feel old. Anyway, now you could say that I'm angry with Fallout 76, and I am, but my anger is not actually directed at the quality of the game or the gameplay or anything like that. That's interesting. I hate what this game represents, dividing a community and making gamers for its investors. Yes, that's true. Because makes no mistakes. Make no mistake. This is a game for the investors with the microtransactions. That's true. Regarding that packs that you can actually, that's very true, dude. And this gameplay and always online feature. That's like, you know, perk cards. Please come in, pay for them. You're gonna get your good stuff. And to improve your gameplay experience. But what the? Sure, they said they're not gonna include it. Okay, whatever. But we will have to wait and see after like a month or 2 or 3. Then they would say, oh, you can finally buy perk packs. There we go. Add to that, this game seemingly takes away more from the Fallout 4 formula than it adds to it, and at the end of the day, it just seems lazy. Yes, I agree. I shit you not, a small, half-decent studio could have made this game in 3 years, except for the world. That's true as well. The one's huge, but I'm more of the quality over the quantity kind of guy. I'm the same, dude. I'm 100% the same. Like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, same thing. Bigger does not mean better. Same. I'm not even angry. I'm afraid that this game does not well enough. We might never see another proper Fallout game, because why would they bother? Yeah, goddamn, I completely agree. If this sounds with a minimal effort for putting into, why pay RPG system designers, voice actors, dialogue writers, and quest designers if you can just sell a game with a huge world and most people will buy it anyway? Because the name titled Fallout. What I'm most angry about though is that now there seems to be 2 kinds of fans. Well, if you don't buy it, this is not your proper Fallout fan, and if you dare to buy this abomination, you're not a proper Fallout fan, and that's just the real damage game is doing. Buy it or not buy it, you're an asshole, pretty much. Whatever, it's just basically, like I mentioned even in the video, that's just like, this comment by the way comes from the Fallout 76 community is getting divided, love it or hate it relationship, it's 100% the truth. It sucks. It's just I don't want to be a part of this bullshit that Bethesda is creating Fallout 76. It just doesn't represent itself to be a great game. And look at this. It's just the truth. And like Fallout 76. Okay, let's off the top of my head. Let's think about it. Now, before we do, I want to include some other things. I have seen much more of the gameplays from different variety of YouTubers that have had a time of actually playing, giving their opinions, their impressions, what they thought about this. I've seen plenty of gameplays. I've seen maybe like up to, I don't know, like 20 hours of gameplay now, maybe even more. And from all the different kinds of YouTubers and different kind of content. Now, it's just that I have not seen anything that would interest me. Go out to the robot, he gives you a quest, go out there, fetch that thing, do that thing, come back here. Sure, there could be some Easter eggs in part of that quest as well. Maybe some places that you could be going through in part, there could be some Easter eggs. Maybe there's some people that have been talking a little bit about as well. There's some kind of screaming going on, but that's like more of an Easter egg because like some kind of ghosts live in that place, but you could be exploring it, but then there could be some horror moments in there as well, scary moments and whatever. Cool. I don't really mind that. I don't really care about that, but Sure, that's cool. I like the little touches in games. It's always nice. I agree with that part. Okay, well, you find some extra things while you explore. You find these notes. You can see a bit of lore. What the hell happened? Also, do not let me start on that controversy going on with the bloody Brotherhood of Steel. Wow, it should not even be existing on that timeline and on that place in that area, West Virginia. But anyway, basically, you go to explore and then a whole dashboard on your right side is getting popped in. You just cannot remove it. It seems like a whole screen is being replaced by your own texts. Do that, go there, kill that, collect this and bring it back. What the fuck? This is a side quest. This is not a main quest. It's stupid. What is their incentive to play this game for? I don't see it. Okay, whatever. Next thing is just as well I wanted to mention comes from Captain, I believe so, C. Stutes. Hopefully I'm not butchering the name again. I'm still a huge Bethesda fan and I still play Skyrim and Fallout 4. Mods are amazing for keeping games alive. I agree. I put 3 years into the ESO Elder Scrolls Online, but from what I've seen from far off the Fallout 76, I'm not impressed. I don't blame Bethesda for trying something new. I'm sure there will be a large group of gamers who will enjoy and play Fallout 76, and I respect their right to like this game. I agree as well. I do still have hope for the Starfield and the Elder Scrolls 6, but those games are years away, and that's true. And it's not worth speculating on it at this time. That's I agree. But I will give a Bethesda benefit of that until they're proven wrong on the game basis. It's easy to forget that has only made 3 main Elder Scrolls titles and 2 main Fallout titles, not including the Fallout 76. Well, yeah, that's true as well. Well, that main games, you're right, that's true. But I do want to give them benefit of the doubt as well. I want to see what the hell is going to go about it. I'm still in the controversy of thinking, why should I give this a shot? I could be wrong about a lot of things. I could be just, looking at this a very, very negative way. But as far as I can see, as far as many people can see as well, you can see by the like and dislike ratio, it just doesn't seem like it's going to be a great time to be a part of this game. And I just don't want this to be another Elder Scrolls Online at the very, year one, at the very day one. Like, it was boring, it was bare bones, it was mediocre. It feels like this is going to be a Fallout 76 situation as well. Next comment comes from Herman the Great. It looks like the stripped down MMO with no content similar to what you would find in the emulation service for long since the cancelled MMOs. Is anyone else seeing what I'm seeing? And there are only a handful of YouTubers showing any real gameplay content. Is only 1 month away from the release and should tell people enough that only a handful of people are allowed to both play and upload content from the game that will be shelved for $60 within the 4 weeks. Also, they basically turn PvP into the agreeable battle with the no rewards, thereby stripping their game of any real danger and interest of their competition. You can't loot base items, you can't attack bases, you can't only loot junk off corpses or people that have agreed to fight against you, and you have fast travel anywhere at the time and bank your items at any time. With no real danger of any time, the game will become boring very quickly, and I assume their service will be empty within the 3 months unless they release a hardcore PvP mode with a service that can handle at least 50 or 100 people, including full body loot upon the death and base loot. That's true. All this part, like, if you do not engage the fight with the other, person, people, gamer, wherever, you can always fast travel away, so that makes it even shittier. Now, granted, even if you don't want to be fighting against other people, then you don't have to. Like, right, you can just fast travel away from it. But if you begin to, or you try to begin to fight, it's just, the gameplay feels clunky to me to even have a good time to fight against someone. Did you see the gameplay? Did you see the trailers? Did you see how people play? It looks shit. What is that? It doesn't feel good, right? I think this is still a better experience to play this on a PC than any of the consoles. It felt as clunky as the Fallout 4. Fallout 3, everyone, it still felt clunky by then as well. They need to improve the engine, they need to improve something or gameplay or something. But obviously it's too late now. This is what you see, this is what we're getting. Anyway, so wait a second. So what the next thing is? Well, that's one of the few ways that I can make it successful. Mark my words, nobody wants to play a grinding game with old tech. I just said it. Very little multiplayer interactions and no major risk reward. That's true. All visuals and engine can be overlooked quickly when the game offers great multiplayer interactions, voice chats, text options, and player versus player competition in varying forms, including base battles, faction building, and being able to take each other's items. Yes, indeed, I agree with that. It's like, well, you're kind of looking at a little bit of a Battle Royale mode as well. I kind of made a video on that as well, very controversial. People freaking hated that video. I agree, I made a big mistake about, calling it a bit of a Battle Royale, kind of a cash grab. Now, granted, I might have been very wrong at that part, but you gotta admit it didn't look very convincing as well, even if it does not have a Battle Royale aspect of it. And I believe so the game only supports up to 24 players, and doesn't seem like it can go overboard on that. And to be honest, and how much promise it's receiving, I don't think that you can even support 20, or well, more than 20 or to 30 players. So I guess we'll have to wait and find and see how this game is going to develop. Now, next comment comes from Mr. Hooded Top. It looks like a good open world, online empty world space to play in with your friends. But after that, there's no real story, just robot fetch quests and tells us something about nothing. The fact that there are not an NPCs and the quest giving robots are all the same generic robots. The loot mechanics uses against the same vending machine in each loot area. Just shows that Bethesda didn't make any effort with this game. You have every right to be annoyed with this game, but it's just a cash grab at best. Those who played the game also don't like the fact that those just can't see Fallout or what it end up being. Middle of the road, low effort, $20, well, £20 he mentions, online game, not worth any part of your £60 that they are trying to part gamers with. And why? The core of what makes a Fallout game is a Fallout game, it's just not there anymore. That's true. I already have mentioned, I already have hinted about it. It just doesn't look very convincing to me. Now, just another comment comes from J. Just Greg. I own every Fallout game, and it's just all honestly, Fallout 76 is the only one I'll skip. I hope as so much that they pull off a New Vegas, but instead they decided to jump on the microtransactions survival grace. Which, from the business standpoint, I get it, but it's just that ain't. It will be best if they did it like Fallout 3 to Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 4 to Fallout on the West Coast, Fallout 5 and Fallout on the West Coast. But they decided to test that out, which is a shame, but for those who buy the game, I really hope they'll enjoy it. But I feel this is the biggest mistake since, well, we know what that is. Anyway, well, I agree because like, you know what, I'm very glad the way, I believe so it was called Fallout 4 in the New California or something, Old California I think it was called, and also Fallout for the Miami mods will be happening, so I'm very glad the way about that. Some people get to experience it. Me personally, I don't play Fallout 4 anymore. God, it's been a very long time since I played it. It was like 2015, maybe 2016 the last time I played it, Fallout 4 specifically, but also including the mods. Thankfully, we're getting those. A lot of other people can actually experience those, but there's just, well, you can already guess it on your own. It's just, it's a mod. It's not a part of the AAA publishers. It's not a part of the AAA developers that they could have been putting their time and effort into it. Now, granted, I'm still goddamn glad about that. We're just getting some kind of out of single player game. Now, that's all I really want to talk a little bit about. Is right now you're currently seeing that who has already commented and gave very good comments about it as well. Unfortunately, I didn't go over all of them, and because this video would have been like freaking an hour long, and I'm sure that now nobody really wanted to see an hour-long video about Fallout 76 and criticizing it, because it's just, did you see my comments of the likes and dislikes ratio? It's insane. It's just You gotta be kidding me, man. So many people disagree with me as well. And no, don't get me wrong. A lot of people agree with me as well. But god damn, a lot of people just like are pure fans of the Fallout. Like, it's insane, pure fans. Like, if you don't see it, sure, whatever. You're good to go there. You play the game, enjoy it. and that's good. Like I'm glad to see there are people that there are some people like would love to experience this for themselves, but it just doesn't seem like it's going to be that kind of type of game that I would be pleasantly surprised about it. Whatever, I guess. I think I've dragged this damn video long enough. I'm sorry again. This video's been long. It's been a long video, but and again, I'm really sorry about my voice is a little bit changed. I seem very tired, perhaps. Maybe less enthusiastic. Well, can you blame me? This game, does it really get you hyped up? Not me though. Some other of you could be. Whatever. I think I'm done rambling. Thank you so much for these awesome comments as well, for these. For your feedback as well, and commenting on my videos, even though I was very negative about them. And well, what can I say? What can I say? Just like the comment. Wow, like the video, subscribe as always, and I'm going to let you go. Have an awesome day, and I dragged this long enough. God, it's been long. It's been a while. Anyway, have a good one.